So why did I go with the NBA Jam Deluxe versus Shaq Jam? Welcome to this week's Walk and Talk as a recording of this Sunday, January 21st, 2024. 7 degrees out, the last day of this vortex we've been dealing with for over a week. After we got pounded with snow, they did clean up our general area over here. A decision was made. I went with the Deluxe. And Mr. Fox has been braving out the temperatures all week. We have 24 hours to go. It should start warming up. The snow will kind of melt. We'll get up to, dare I say, 40 degrees, Mr. Fox. I went with the Deluxe. We talk Shaq Jam all the time. We're gonna break it down, do some comparisons, similarities, differences on the two, on why I went with what I did, and what to expect if you do go with Shaq Jam. I can tell you though that shopping at Target currently, Sunday morning, I still add to my points because I haven't used any yet. And because I didn't go with Shaq Jam, I still have those circle points. So kind of a win if you look at it that way, that I can still use those, build them up for another arcade one up. It's always good to have plan B. Are you interested in that hoodie? And a good comparison, it's just like Target, kind of walking through here. A lot of it's picked over, kind of like arcade one up. We're not gonna see anything new for probably 2 months. So sitting on points like Target Circle, you know, if you have Capital One or something, or Amazon, and using them for other cabs that have been sitting around waiting for the right time to buy, because like we're seeing, we're not going to see a lot of new stuff for a little bit. But going back to the Xbox 360 Mega Collector Building Set, it's disappointing. I thought this really did play games, guys. You know, sitting at $149.99, not a bad price, but yeah, it's just like a display, right? Just like what we're seeing here. It's too bad they don't actually play. And a little bonus coverage here of the stock room at Target. Never know what lies behind these doors. Oh, and check some of these out. Look at Vincent Price here. It's the master himself. I mean, everybody's gotta love Vincent Price. And this Superman, I didn't notice this before. Toonie Comics, kind of a goofy pic. You know what? I mean, it's just so nostalgic though. It's Superman, and it's looking at the front. Look at the back. Like you could take him out, cut this out. You can see the cutout here of Metropolis, the Daily Planet. This is kind of cool. $14.99. I don't know. I might bite on it. Now, if they did have the clearance for the Batcycle, I would pick it up. There are 2 of them here. See one right there, but it's still holding out at $29.99. But I do see the clearance. A new DC Multiverse. Plenty of Superman today. And next to Captain Spock, they do have Attack from Mars and Super 7. Kind of perfect for those getting those ad games. Look good on top of there. Or an arcade one up. And the real Ghostbusters making a comeback. Last couple of weeks we've seen stuff from way back. They do have some stuff. They did have the Ecto one, the newer one here. Let's see if somebody picked it up last week. I'm not seeing it. But we do see Winston for $14.99. It's a good toy line. Is it a Kenner? It is. And just reliving all those old images, just like those original, that original line. What was that? 1989, 1991. Yeah, these were good. And that Proton pack, so a Proton Blaster, not the pack. It is tempting though, you know. We won't see this again. Like, it's like kind of, this is the thing. It's like it's now or never. Do you pick something like this up? If that Superman right across over there is still here next week, I'll pick him up. It'll be a sign. Might regret not doing it now because somebody could pick it up now. We'll get back into the comparisons with Shaq Jam and the Deluxe, this is a new figure. I didn't see him. You know, these G.I. Joes classifieds, they sell out. Some of them sit around, but some, I'm not sure like which ones are more popular. Classic dropping things, because this guy's been here for a while. But this guy right here was new, so, and those Hulk gloves. Guys, check this out. They have a whole clearance section. I didn't see this. The 2 Michael Keaton Batwings are over here, and they still have that price. You can see $11.99, and the X-Jet at 10. Trying to get this to focus. $10.49. They do have a couple of them. This might be a sign. I don't know. We might have to pick some of these up. I mean, I can't believe they're still here. Yeah, I was on my way to look for these command strips because that certificate of authenticity for the NBA Jam Deluxe, it fell right off the wall. So the strips that came with it, I don't know if they're weak or if it's just the texture on that wall. I'm gonna need something a little stronger. So when I worked my way over to this area, I saw that clearance. So I'm not passing on this. I'm gonna pick up the Batwing. I'm gonna hold off on the X-Jet, the Blackbird, but this is a great start for Toys for Tots. I kind of like to pick this up throughout the year. This is a great one to start with. Always have watched this one. 12 bucks, you can't go wrong. Okay, now we'll head out and get this all checked out. Yeah, I'm going with toaster strudels. We got the Michael Keaton Batwing. We'll head over and talk some Shaq Jam and keep building our circle dollars.
My wife is going to kill me if I buy this one.
Overall, I mean, the top thing about Shaq Jam is the marquee. I mean, it's just, look at my hand. I can barely get, it fits inside of here. That's how much bigger, I mean, look at this, than your typical marquee. Everything about Shaq Jam is bigger than 19-inch monitor. Now the control panel is the same, but when you're breaking this down and comparing it to why didn't I go with the XL, why did I go with the Deluxe? If you can live with this screen, try to get all the viewing angles I can. It's a little cloudy on this side. Probably $70 to change the screen out if you want a more clear picture. Also, that control filler. You go on Sabos to get something that the Deluxe comes with. Look at Blitz. This is another $35, $40. Not to mention, are you going to go with one coin door or two? And do you want them to light up? Because it's either 45 a piece on Retro 530 or 60 a piece. So all in all, it would cost you about $220 to $250 to do those mods. And that's not even counting the side art. Now I got Skids here, and he's thinking the XL. I went with the Deluxe. We're talking this over right now, and what is your honest opinion of this monitor? Could you actually live with this?
Definitely could live with it. I think when you're looking straight at it, it looks fine. And even on an angle, not too bad. I mean, it's gonna be in my basement, or I'm only gonna see it, or some friends. It's not.
It's not as bad as Golden Tee.
Not nearly.
Well, let's go. We're gonna take a look at Golden Tee right now. Right now, I have this. This doesn't look bad, but when we go where Skids is standing right here, we go to the side, and look at this. I mean, it just goes south. Now, you only had this on one angle on Shaq Jam, and it was on this other side. There's better angles because I believe it's because this is slanted further back. That's why it kind of goes south, because, what is it, the light bulbs, the LED light bulbs are only on one side. But it is a better picture than what we get with Golden Tee. Skids just pointed something out that I forgot, that if we look at this, we're just going down a little bit. Now this is the issue right here. This is, you're not seeing that with Shaq Jam. You're seeing it more with Golden Tee. Look at the difference. I mean, looking at a BOE, we're just admiring the picture on Marvel vs. Capcom 2. This little guy is just killing it. I mean, how much worse that looks. The BOE is, I mean, they did such a great job with that monitor. It's just a shame that going down this little bit, imagine if he was playing it, that's what he would stare at. It's just the little things. I mean, not to mention that we're not getting those grills. It's just, it doesn't have to look like a, you know, arcade accurate, but to resemble an arcade like Golden Tee does. You know, all that kind of fell in because, my opinion, the NBA Jam Deluxe represents similar real arcade look. It's just smaller. If Shaq Jam would have had those features, could have had that wrap, the coin doors, the grill covers, you know, forget the screen for a second because it's not, well, okay, so you get down, it does do the same thing that Golden Tee does, so this, you know, so the monitor, I mean, if they would have did those things, it's a no-brainer. You go with Shaq Jam, but only thing about Shaq Jam is if you want the bigger cabinet. I mean, that's what they're offering, because this is the difference right here. And that's why I went with the Deluxe versus Shaq Jam. I didn't want to have to do all that stuff off the gates. I wanted to plug this in and get online and play every Saturday night. And if I did get something like Shaq Jam, there's a lot of work, and you know, not everybody has that time. Wouldn't be able to do that right away. With the Deluxe, I could. We're admiring Class of 81, one of their newer cabinets here. Now, they did have Big Buck Hunter. Last time we were here, I did that store review, and when I said there was someone working behind me, this is the desk. So if you watch the review of the Big Buck Hunter Pro, like, I had like that much room while someone here was working and totally let me do it. But it's now gone, but they do have Class of 81, and we're standing, Skids and I are standing back here. Let's have a nice Superman shirt on. And look at how bad the monitor looks from this direction. It's so, and as we walk closer to it, it does get a little bit better, because whenever I say like you can live with this monitor, yeah, when you're playing it, like look at how drastically that improved the closer we got to it. But when we stood back there, it really ghosted out. The thing that I was just talking to Skids about was, it's about 8.5, 8 3/4 wide. It always looks skinny to me whenever I'd see the side of Shaq Jam. Check this out. Just imagine this is NBA Jam Deluxe, because it's the same size, same shape. 13.25. So it is wider. I mean, this is wider, longer than the XL. Like, it always baffled me on how short that looked. Skinny.
You wouldn't even know standing right here that there's a bad model.
Except if you're on this side, because the whole time we've been sitting here talking, Skids is right here. This is what I'm seeing. He's seeing crystal clear. So I mean, that's the difference. So unless you're, you know, you're watching somebody play this, you're not going to stand here. You're not going to stand right on this angle playing. When you play it, yeah, you see that crystal clear picture. But you still need to if you bought this, would you change the monitor? If it was $70, you didn't assemble this at all, would you do it? $70 for the monitor.
Yeah, I would change it. Yeah.
I would do. If it was assembled like this, I don't know about that. There is a lot. Something I did notice, I haven't put together one of these in a long time. Not a flat control deck. Just look at the shape. So it comes down, it comes in right here, drops down, and comes out. Like, it's a different shape. I don't remember that from X-Men, Turtles, or Simpsons. Actually, I don't think it does drop. I'm looking at this. I think there's just a little notch here. I think this comes across. I might be wrong about that. It's a straight line, isn't it? It doesn't come down. I was wrong. It looked like that though. That's just the similarities of why I went Deluxe and what you're getting XL. It doesn't mean that I'm not gonna get, Skids is all sold on the XL, and I am too. It's just that I wanted to be able to get the Deluxe, play it online right away, hook it up, not have to do anything. The only thing that I have to do with the Deluxe is get that topper, because it's just not as high as I stated in the review. I just wish it was 63 inches. It's 61, as high as Shaq Jam is. It just needs a little bit of work. And, you know, not having the coin door, it's just a little too much Shaq action going on here. And was all said and done, I just thought that the Deluxe was the way to go. You didn't have to do anything to it, like you did with the Shaq Jam. One of us picked up the Deluxe this week. One of us picked up, what'd you get?
NBA Shaq Jam.
How much did you pay for it?
$496.
$496. He's getting it today. Leaving with it. once we walk out that door. Here they bring Shaq Jam out. This is cool. I haven't seen a Shaq Jam box since those days at Best Buy. Now Skids is picking it up. This is cool. When in the same week have we seen a Deluxe and a Shaq Jam purchase? Basically back-to-back videos. This is cool. Watch that back. Oh, look at that Shaq Jam.
Right in there.
Go, yo.
All right, thanks, brother.
Check that out. Shaq Jam in the back. Are you a kiosk guy or do you go up to the counter?
I'm normally a counter guy. I don't like touching these things,
No?
but I guess they got hand sanitizer there, so I think you're all right.
Might be the kiosk. What did we get? 2 Big Mac meals, super size. We with the large. Do they say super size anymore?
No more super size.
No more super. Just large. Do my order. Maybe next time we're in here. It's like number 9. Who was number 9? Who's that Bears quarterback? That was Jim McMahon. You know he won a title with the Packers in '96. 22-88.
Don't rub it in.
22-18. Right across from the airport. What's the name of the airport?
Is this Milwaukee?
Milwaukee. Well, it's Milwaukee Avenue. Milwaukee. I'm from Milwaukee. Right at Milwaukee. The airport's called Milwaukee. It's a good touch. It is freezing outside. We got number 9. What'd you get, a Coke or a Dr. Pepper?
I'm a Coke guy.
Coke guy. I got Dr. Pepper. I hope they labeled it. They didn't.
They did.
Oh, they did. They did. Oh, good eyes. Both got Big Macs. Large
Cheers
fries.
to the,
Cheers
the
to
Shaq
Shaq Jam and the Deluxe. Skids is the type to put everything in the box in the Big Mac. Whether you get a quarter pounder, Big Mac, I make a complete mess. I use the whole tray. The drinks on the side. Alright, we got the Big Mac. And large fry. Skids recommended McDonald's. I'm glad we went. The behind the scenes on a Saturday night stream is I use my current phone to record, to stream the video, and then my old phone I'm using to go over all the comments. So last night when we were playing Blitz, Saturday night, I started off on this controller and I kept bumping in to that phone. So going forward, I'm going to play on the end. When we swapped over to NBA Jam, I did choose this side. So it would be nice. Now, Zero Redo did mention that instead of the topper, go with the riser booster. So that's not a bad idea. To bring this up higher, maybe that's the way to go instead of the topper. We'll see. I gotta think about that because then they'd all probably need one. And they are different sizes. I think for the risers, there's a 4 to 6, and the Deluxe is 3 to 5. So they're still not gonna be perfect, but I don't know if I want perfect. But this is the setup down here when I do those live streams, if it's down here or upstairs, same kind of setup. Going back to the Deluxe, we went over everything with Shaq Jam. You know, add on $35-40 for the wrap, $60 each for a coin door, and the side art. The monitor, $70. I mean, we're talking $250. Add another $100 for that side art. That's why I went with this. I just didn't want to put any more time. I wanted to set this up, get it all set up, and start playing online. Just like we get with Blitz. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Now earlier, Skids and I were talking about this, that the side art for Shaq Jam. So it's going to look just like this. You're going to have the NBA logo, just like the OG NBA Jam, except it's going to have that Midway logo. And I did buy those for my Terminator 2, the white ones. I'm sure Sabos does sell the red ones. I would, not only a topper or a riser booster, one or the other, but I would like to put that Midway on each side, because that would be pretty much all you would have to do to the Deluxe. So if you go Shaq Jam, you know, you add the 220, 250, not counting the side art, to get it as close to this, what we're seeing with the Deluxe. I mean, that was the whole thing. You get the wrap, the coin doors, the monitor. You're not going to get the light up buttons, but I mean, are they crucial to have? Like, I mean, you don't really necessarily need to have them on. I think it's just kind of for show. but I would be interested in getting those midway decals. Shaq's a lot of work, and not saying that Shaq isn't worth it or this or that. It's just I wanted to have this set up. Again, I ordered this on a Saturday, came on Wednesday, and by Saturday night we're streaming. Like, the review was out on a Sunday. It was just a matter of like 3 days of transit, and I had this cabinet. And you know, this is what I was going for in the basement, of having these three next to each other, not having an open spot, and I wanted to have it set up right away. And I kind of wedged the Michael Keaton Batwing in here, Toys for Tots. It's so big, I think I'll just kind of keep it right there for now. But yeah, throughout the next couple of months I'll build that up and, you know, drop those off. You know, next winter, like, who wants to even think about what next winter while we're in this winter? But I don't know, guys, it's a tough call. You know, I love this. I also like Shaq Jam. It's bigger. You know, we talk about it, we go back and forth. It's, can you get Shaq Jam for $3.99 or less, knowing you have to do those mods? I think that's, at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. And I think anyone that purchased Shaq Jam, like Michael B, like 19K Fox, that did all of those mods, they'd tell you the same thing. Don't pay full price. So it's a matter of wait, and then you strike, you know, you pick up at that sale. I want to thank everybody for watching. I'll see you guys next time. And who knows, maybe you build up your Target, your Amazon, and you buy both. Would I get both? Did I just say that out loud? You know, anything's possible. Who said that? Anything's possible. Like maybe having these two, dare I say, on the same cab.
First down.